Hi everyone, and welcome to this episode of the North Andover Journal. I'm your host, Morgan Healy. We have a great show planned for you today, including a new Merchant of the Month segment, an update from our town manager Andrew Mailer, and highlights from the most recent varsity hockey game. All that and more on this episode of the North Andover Journal.
Welcome to this episode of the Merchant of the Month. I'm Dawn Pease from the North Andover Merchants Association, and today I'm at 733 Turnpike Street. That's the Jasmine Plaza, and I'm at the Four Seasons Farm Pantry with Robin Cohen and Amy Hirschfeld. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you, Dawn.
So tell me about your individual businesses and then how you came to come together.
Well, Doves and Figs started because I've always loved to make jam. So I used to make jam with my dad and my great aunties. When I was about 6, 7 years old, they would have me separate grapes and stir pots, and I always loved it. And then I've spent the last 25 years owning a high-tech company. And when I turned 50, I decided that that little roadside jam stand that I always wanted when I was 6 years old needed to happen. So I started Doves and Figs, started selling at the farmer's market on the weekend and working on computers during the week. And eventually it just took over my life. And I loved it so much that I started doing it full time. And here we are.
How about yours, Amy?
So my business, Saluna Garden Farm, is something that we started as a business about 10 years ago, but I have always been interested in farming and growing things. My dad grew up on a dairy farm, and even when later in his life he was not a farmer by profession, he always grew food, and I was always used to being around his hobby garden. And about 10 years ago, my business partner Tatiana and I were working on a community garden project together, and towards the end of the season we realized we both were so interested in herbs and flowers that we wanted to try to make it a business. And so we started Saluna basically just as a small flower farm, and then it expanded into creating herb and spice blends and teas as a way to help supplement the farm in the off season. And it was a kind of complementary set of products, the farm products and then the spices and teas.
Amy was the veteran of the farmers markets. She gave me a lot of advice on how to succeed there and which markets might be good for selling our jam that we hadn't discovered yet. And was just super generous person with her ideas and with the good days and the bad days, and we would do, runs to get snacks for each other and stuff like that. So that's kind of started just as really a friendship at the market.
Yeah, and we started going to some events together where we were both at the same event, and we made some combined gift baskets because our products were so complementary. And then at about the same time, we were both looking for a commercial kitchen space and thought about what great possibilities there would be if we were looking together to have a bigger space. And then the idea of really combining in a retail store where we could have all of our complementary products together really just kind of took off, and we started looking for spaces together over the course of about a year. And
That
then
took us a long time.
And then when we found this location, it was such a beautiful location, a nice kitchen, and we really liked the North Andover community that we thought this is our home. We found it.
Well, welcome. We're glad you're here.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a bit about the products that you sell in your store?
Absolutely.
So we have a wide selection of both the Doves and Figs products and the Saluna products. For the Saluna Garden Farm products, we have tea blends and spice blends that we make from our own recipes in small batches, and they're all certified organic ingredients that we source really carefully. And then during the growing season, which is from about April through November, we have fresh herb plants from our farm, cut flowers. This is a pickup location for our cut flower CSA share. That's community supported agriculture, which is a way that customers buy a share in the farm's produce before the season starts, at the time that the farmers most need money to grow everything. And then once the season starts, every week the people who have purchased a share will get a bouquet of flowers that they pick up here, and it's a arranged vase of flowers that are all grown organically on our farm.
Wow, that's a nice little bonus.
Yeah, I'll let Robin talk about the Doves and Figs products.
So all of our jams are made here, and we're using our little kitchen to make everything, which was one of the exciting things about finding this location, was there was a perfect kitchen for both of our products and the shop. All the fresh fruit in the jams comes from local family farms. So we go out to the farms or they bring it in here. The dried fruits, the nuts, the citrus that are used, obviously we can't grow those in New England, so they're sourced in the US. So our philosophy is to buy as close to home as possible. We buy some organic produce. We buy things all from sustainable farms that use as little chemicals or pesticides as possible, because we want the jams to be as all natural. And everything is made kind of the way a grandmother would have made it 100 years ago, or my grandma or my aunties. So it's long simmered. There's no added pectin, there's no preservatives or thickeners or anything like that. It's just fruit and sugar basically, and then all the crazy ingredients we add, which include nuts. We use spirits, kicking up breakfast a notch. We use chocolates. So they're really, really unusual blends from very old style ways of making jam.
Wow, this place smells amazing, and
Thank
now I
you.
perfectly understand why.
Then we've done our job well.
How do you source and select your ingredients that you use?
Well, for us, it's going out to the local farms, including sourcing some of the herbs that are added to our blends from Saluna Garden Farm. One of the interesting things about buying those herbs is that we actually help to grow them, and by which I mean all of our fruit scraps from prepping our jams goes back to the farm to make compost for growing the herbs that we then use in the jams. And it's been a real process of finding the farms that are growing things that we need for our products, and also helping the farm. So we started out buying cranberries in little bags in the supermarket like everyone does, and then we found a farm that would sell us 25 pounds of cranberries. We just bought 700 pounds of cranberries from that farm this year. So we're helping them grow, they're helping us grow, and it's been an amazing connection to the farming community.
You might have a little more difficulty. Some of your spices are going to have to come from really different places.
So for everything that we're growing on our farm, we're a certified organic farm. So the things that we grow here, we're getting all certified organic seed, a lot of it from seed companies that are in New England. But then when we make our tea and spice blends, they contain a lot of ingredients that don't grow in New England or even in the United States sometimes. So we do have to source from other farms that are in other locations where all these interesting spices and teas grow. But because we're a farm ourselves, we're really careful about how we source and choose our suppliers. So we have some small tea plantations in India that we work with directly, that we know something about their growing practices, that they're using sustainable growing practices. In addition to the organic and sustainable growing practice, we really care about businesses that treat their employees well. So we like fair trade sourced ingredients. So as farmers, we really are thinking about the people who grew every ingredient that we buy, even when they are people that are on the other side of the world, because that's where those ingredients grow.
So you guys have just only recently opened this fall. What are your plans for the coming year?
Yeah, we really are excited about getting more involved in the community. We're just getting to know all the other people, all the other businesses and organizations. So we're excited to get more involved, just being part of North Andover. And one of the things we're hoping to do that I hope will bring a lot of people into the store and let us meet people is to offer some classes and workshops. We have offered individually a lot of workshops before on a variety of topics, ranging from making lip balms and body lotions to cooking classes. And we're really expecting to have a schedule of at least monthly or maybe even more frequent classes, especially over the winter when it's a nice time for people to be in a nice warm place learning about some new fun thing that they can make for themselves.
And I'm really excited about sharing the love that I have of making preserves with folks. So we're actually going to be doing jam making classes. So people will reach out and let people learn how we make them, so that by the time the farmers market comes around again, or their own home gardens, that they'll know how to make preserves from what they're growing.
We're at Four Seasons Farm Pantry at 733 Turnpike Street in the Jasmine Plaza in North Andover. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
It may have been single-digit cold outside Merrimack College's Lawler Arena, but inside the building, the North Andover Scarlet Knights boys varsity hockey team was getting ready to turn up the heat, which they did against the visiting Haverhill Hillies. The Hillies scored a quick goal about half a minute into the game to take an early lead. From there on in, North Andover just got warmer and warmer.
And it's stolen once again, and Bonapane is still out there with a tries to pass over, can't do it, hit the goalie's equipment. And that does go in actually after the fact. Kind of a pinball shot there. I'll have to check out the official scoring on that, but we've got a tied game here with 11:24 left to go in the first period. Some excitement already between these two clubs. Wright Thoughts just a little bit too much energy on that pass as it's kept in there by Hughes. In front of the net! Oh, and the shot, he scores! Oliveri, number 2! 4:33 left to go in the first period. It was one of those ones where you just blast it off the backboard, see what happens. Going behind the net, and there is Fredo with it, and now that's Bonapane. Bonapane in front, score! Right on the doorstep. That was Matt Lucy. And you can hear him here at the Lawler Arena. They love Lucy. And it's a 3-1 lead now. And with it is Oliveri. Oliveri with a long pass to Keating. Keating past the defense. He's hit alone. Zach Keating scores! Keating, I told you, he's a jet. He just turns on those afterburners, finds the top corner of the net. Corbett had no chance. And with 13:36 left to go in period number 2, another goal for the North Andover Scarlet Knights. Fitzgerald went down, and then Keating went down right over him. A shot in. Score! Power play goal from the right wing faceoff circle, number 7, that was Tyler Campbell, with 4:22 left to go in this second period. A power play goal. Shot goes in and it is blocked. And here comes Bonapane. Bonapane, possible breakaway right here. Bonapane, score! Just after the penalty went off, he came out on the ice. They got him at center ice, went in, put it to the backhand, top shelf, red light, North Andover back up by 3. With 47 seconds left to go. And Bonapane has it now, and it's a possible 3-on-2. Bonapane going wide, has a trailer. Lucy, he scores! Another goal within the last minute of the period as Bonapane set up Lucy with a power play goal, and North Andover now goes up by a score of 6-2.
Leading the Scarlet Knights was Tyler Bonapane, who had 4 points for the day, 1 goal and 3 assists. Nick Oliveri and Matt Lucy also chipped in with 2 goals and an assist apiece, and Zach Keating had a goal and an assist, as the Scarlet Knights got past the Haverhill Hillies by a final score of 6-2.
The North Andover School Committee is currently searching for a name for the new kindergarten building that will be up and running this coming fall. School Committee member Helen Picard will chair a subcommittee to collect name suggestions and to present a recommendation to the full school committee. If you've got a name you'd like to propose, you can email it to bnc@northandoverpublicschools.com by 3 p.m. on January 16th. Don't forget to give a brief explanation as to why your suggestion should be picked to name the new kindergarten facility. The committee is looking for suggestions with educational significance, geographical names, or the names of distinguished leaders in our community.
Hello everybody, this is Andrew Mailer, Town Manager here in North Andover, doing this monthly episode of The Journal. I wanted to give you an update first on the fact, just a reminder to folks, as of January 1st, the winter parking ban is in effect. So make sure you go on the town website and understand that winter parking ban. We've had one large storm, obviously, previous to this taping, and Hopefully it'll be a quiet winter through the rest of March or April, but one never knows. So the winter parking ban is in effect, and so make sure you understand those rules and can comply with those so we can get the plowing done when necessary. And again, we'll all hope for a warmer rest of the winter than we've had to date. The selectmen have called for a special town meeting. That is going to be on January 30th at the North Andover High School. They were compelled to call the town meeting as a result of a citizen petition, which is allowed under the statute requiring them to call that town meeting. They set the date, and that again is January 30th. All 6 items on the town meeting warrant have been set. The town meeting warrant will be available on the town's website. You can also pick up a hard copy at the clerk's office. I'm sure there's several other ways in which you can get a copy of that if you'd like. Read that warrant, get informed. There are public hearings associated with the zoning articles that are on that warrant. Currently there's a zoning proposal put forward by the planning board, a zoning map change associated with that, and a zoning article put on by citizen petition. All of those have to go through a public hearing process with the planning board. The public hearing dates are January 9th, which is prior to this filming, but also the next 2 weeks, which is the January 7 days, January 16th and January 23rd. So if you have an opportunity to attend one of those public hearings or watch them to get more information, I'd certainly encourage you to do that. And again, anything the town hall can do to make sure that you have the information you need to understand what's happening at this town meeting is a good thing. I know that there'll be transportation provided going to that town meeting and a special on North Andover CAM that the moderator is going to hold to provide a little more information about the articles that are on about town meeting. You should know that even though we're having a special town meeting, it's a little bit unusual for us to do that. We still, of course, have our annual town meeting coming up in May, and we're doing all the work that is necessary to make sure that we meet the May 15th timeline to have the annual town meeting. At the time you see this broadcast tonight, which is a Thursday, the superintendent is going to present her annual budget to the school committee, and for the 6th consecutive year, the recommendation of the school superintendent will match my recommendation for funding for the school department. I think that's an extraordinary accomplishment, and I'm hoping that both the school committee and the selectmen endorse that agreement or that consensus as we move forward to the finance committee process. So you should know there's a lot happening here at Town Hall, and again, if we can ever be of any resource, feel free to always call my office, either 978-688-9510 or email me anytime you'd like. Thank you very much.
There has been a special town meeting called for Tuesday, January 30th, 2018. This meeting will be held in the gymnasium of North Andover High School, and it will begin at 7 p.m. The warrant for the meeting will be available on January 8th. Community programs will be offering a child care service for children grades K through 5 so that families can make sure they attend the town meeting. This is not a drop-off program, so you'll have to pre-register a spot for your child. You can find more information about how to register online at northandoverpublicschools.com/departments/community programs. Before we end today's show, I'd like to leave you all with some upcoming community calendar events. North Andover CAM will be hosting a live production workshop on Monday, January 15th. The workshop will focus on setting up the mobile studio and how to capture a live sporting event. If you'd like to RSVP or get more information, you can call Susan at 978-687-6570 or send her an email at smartin@northandovercam.org. Join Melissa's Budding Artists and Jimmy's Famous Pizza for an all-age do-it-yourself craft party on MLK Day. The cost is $25 per artist and includes everything you need to create 2 custom wood signs, and pizza is also included for each artist. Email Melissa at melissabuddingartists, that's plural, @gmail.com, or give her a call at 508-847-0385 to reserve your spots and for more information. On Thursday, January 18th, 3 North Andover High School chorale ensembles will perform a special concert under the direction of conducting fellow Rodrigo Faguaga of Montevideo, Uruguay, as part of the American Chorale Directors Association International Conductors Exchange Program. The event starts promptly at 7 p.m. and admission is free, and all are welcome. As always, if you have a news story or an idea for a segment, if you just want to get involved here with us at North Andover CAM, please be sure to email us at thejournal@northandovercam.org. And if you want to see these stories the second they happen, you can find them airing on our channel in between shows or on our social media pages like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. That'll wrap things up for us this week. I'm Morgan Healy. Thanks for joining us.